guys, we're counting down the clock till we get some real action. We can make our new evaluations. Obviously, we got the data points from the past, but we're all itching to see. Football's great until it's not. Anyway, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN analyst, put out a report. He does it every year. I didn't know about it till Chris Kaufman, his tweet directed me there. But it's not him because ESPN kind of leaves you a little fuzzy on what they think. But he put out a report, a ranking of the Dolphins, all teams, but the Dolphins were included in that from execs and scouts. And it goes from 23, 24, and obviously the most critical, 25. And there's interesting stuff there, stuff I agree, stuff I don't agree, but I want to present it to you because this will be a data point for us, for our team, but also on these rankings, how they played out, because we'll see if they're right or not. So that's going to be the whole deal. I wrote an article on finsnews.com about it, but I'm going to expand on it here because I thought it was interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff. So that's the deal. Guys, like, subscribes, comments, and views. That's the deal. George from Finn's Faithful Podcast, waking me up to the sad reality that I'm a fool. I don't promote myself enough, and I need to. So, guys, if you like what I'm doing here, like, subscribe, comment, and view, hit the notification bell. That's how I do it. I'm on the Twitter, Curtis at Fins News 1. It's a big piece of the puzzle. So if you got the Twitter thing, help me out over there. It's a big deal. It's how your voice gets out now. It's a major way. I got to do it. I'm kind of enjoying some stuff because I found this there. Anyway, guys, let's dig into it. So Fowler, I'm not really versed on what he does. I know I've heard his name. I've read things over the years. ESPN, I'm not a big buyer on, although it was great back in the day. Somebody on the Twitter was showing some of the stuff from the past. How awesome was ESPN? How far has it fallen? But he does this thing with execs, professionals, and scouts to set up this ranking system. Here's the rankings from 23 and 24. You can see 23 rankings, 5th overall for the team talent. Defense, 2nd overall. Offense, 15th overall. I agree on that. Clearly, we had some issues on the offensive line. There was some things there with the offense. I might want to bump it up a little bit more. The defense, we had a healthy Phillips, healthy Chubb. It makes sense. And it's a rough act. I think it's a fair estimate. I'd probably move it a little bit here or there. 24 rankings, team 9th overall, defense 6th overall, offense 15th overall. I understand the defense. Phillips was injured, Chubb was injured. You lost Van Ginkel, you did add Campbell, you lost Wilkins. So it really makes sense. I might have bumped it back a little bit, maybe to like 8th or something like that. Now, offense, I definitely disagree with because how do you go from 15th overall to 15th overall when you lose Connor and Robert Hunt? For me, as I've been saying for a long time, offensive line makes the NFL world go round. Connor, I think, is a better overall center than Brewer, even if you like Brewer, and I do like some things about him. But him and especially Robert Hunt over Eichenberg, the two together had some of the best chemistry I've seen between two offensive linemen, especially in the interior on the Dolphins in a long time. So I disagree with that. I think it was more in the 20th range, maybe. I understand Waddle and Hill, definitely, and Njoku definitely uplifts it, but I don't know. I disagree a little bit on that one. So I'll get into 25. I think some people might agree, some people might be unhappy, and some people might be shocked. But here it is, 25 rankings, 22nd team overall, which is not good. You saw 23 5th overall to 9th overall, which I don't know if I agree on that, but you see a stark drop to 22nd. And then defense, stark drop to from 9th to 20th overall. Obviously, we lost Ramsey. There was no Fuller. They had that in the eval last year. We did get Minka, but if you see Minka's picture, some people put him up. He doesn't look happy to be here. I don't know. We did add Grant. We lost Campbell. But then the 22nd overall offense, there's really not much difference between this year and last year except Janu. So I think that I would have drawn the offense from 2024 to be a little closer to this. I mean, I understand you lost Tehran, but there's the loss of Tehran and Janu drop you 7 points. And then the loss of Connor and the loss of Hunt keeps you the same. I don't know if I fully agree on that. But 22nd overall for team, 20th overall for defense, 22nd overall for offense. That's no bueno. The expectations from what they're saying for our season. And then when you pair it, the bookie guys, Vegas, they dropped us a game from 8.5 to 7.5. And so those 7.5 win total from Vegas and this kind of coalesce into a very similar jive. We got to see. I always reset my evaluations. I think a major part is chemistry. A major part is guys wanting to do it. And we got to see if McDaniel can get his end, get the plays in on time, maybe add some audibles, get this run game. It's going to come down to the offensive line. Achilles on Daniels is so big. Paul getting his game up so big. And then Jackson coming back from 2 injuries and playing decently. But yeah, I don't like the loss of Janu. But you're adding in Ollie Gordon. You're adding in Pharaoh Brown, who could block. You get Washington more reps in his second season, who I really like a ton. And then you add Westbrook. I think the potential is here if this offensive line can coalesce and we can get this inside run. But it's going to be about McDaniel. And then there's always injuries. What if we had, all 23 and 24, if we had great injuries and didn't lose certain players, what could we have produced? Same thing with this year. If we get the same kind of injuries we got the last 2 years, it could be even worse than 7.5. But if we get very healthy and McDaniel, takes a limitless pill and takes a step forward and Tua can stay healthy and this all, yeah, if, but it's possible to outpace this. I do think I've said 7 wins to about 9 wins is like the fairest, spectrum with maybe 10 and then a very hopeful 11. But I think from what we're seeing here with Vegas, they're pretty accurate. Although we, at times you beat those win totals and you're seeing this kind of stuff and we see certain stuff. I think this team will be in that middle of the road pack where McDaniel has tons of primetime games, can prove or disprove he's the guy. So I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I love the comments. Let me know what your take on this is. Clearly, though, it's not looking like we're winning 14 games, 13 games, 12 games, 10 games, maybe. So we'll see how it plays out. But Jeremy Fowler gave us a no bueno rating. What do you guys think? Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.